Oh, you're putting the bars in there?
Yeah.
Christian, Adam.
Oh, look at you, man. I love it. I love the collaborative effort.
This sucks.
Grab a hold of
my
the bars
God.
and shake them.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I gotta line it up. There's one. Get me the fuck out of here. Fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm tired of you guys holding me hostage for this
Shut up.
goddamn show.
I'm tired.
You get paid for this. Shut up.
You're the only one who gets paid to be on the show. Shut up. He has.
Andrew, thank you for being a friend. Up and down the road again. Your heart is pure. You're a friend and a well, your heart is pure.
Your heart is pure. Both hearts are pure. You're a pal and a confidant and an unwilling participant in Cape 207.
That's true.
Congratulations.
Yeah, seriously. If we get sued, you get sued too. So, congratulations.
Yeah. Oh my God, if we get a cease and desist from Nintendo, that'd be fucked up.
That would be awesome.
I mean,
I would blame it all on him. I'm like,
I would. It'd be like, well, he designed it. You notice how he's the one who's not here, right?
this guy, yeah. This guy right here.
Meanwhile, we've got 45 minutes of footage to prove otherwise. To be like, no, it's all us. Your Honor.
It's funny. We were talking about eating ass, Christian, and
As you do. Over dinner,
as
no
one
less.
does.
We're eating tacos, and we're talking about eating ass.
Eating ass, yeah.
Which, as we all know, is just
As
mere
one
inches
does.
away from the taco. But go on.
So yeah, he's not wrong. But Pink Flamingo, where Divine ate a very small piece of dog shit. But guess what? I know it's a little vomit making.
A little bit.
However, now you'll never forget her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Pink Flamingos?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
It's one of the. It's just like Requiem for a Dream for me. I saw it once, and I don't need to see it again.
No, you
Yeah,
don't
no.
need. Hello, world. This is Chris Aballo's podcast experiment, and I am Chris Aballo. Welcome to the show. Thank you for subscribing to the show wherever you get your podcasts and stream your music. Thank you for following the show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Cape Pod. We very much appreciate it. And joining me for Cape 207, please welcome back Mike Zapcic.
What's happening, folks?
And twiddling the knobs and creating our amazing background, which, if you follow us on social media, you will see the clips associated with this episode, Christian Cortez.
What's up, man?
And we're here to fight. Christian, you don't know you're referee, but you are. Because
I'm referee.
I mean, kind of. I'm not saying you're going to have to get between Mike and I, although that would be an image that none of us would soon forget. But
No, you got plenty of those on your phone right now. Thank you.
no comment. So that's getting cut out. We got in a bit of a fight through text last week. So
You thought it was a fight? I thought it was like that. I thought that was great.
it is great.
It was so much fun.
But well, that's why we're here to kind of we're going to carry on the conversation.
Okay.
So it wasn't an actual. We're not actually going to get in a fist.
There's
I
no
don't think so.
acrimony here.
No, not at all.
at all.
Not at all. Just an agree to disagree kind of
It
situation.
was a spirited debate.
It was a spirited. I mean, nobody called the other one, so it wasn't that intense.
No.
We were literally
Actually,
just
really
texting back
cool.
and forth for like an hour.
I was like laughing my ass off doing
Same.
it. So, yeah.
So last week, the incident that kicked off all this was Hollywood legend James Caan passed away, and
Sonny Corleone.
of course, well, Sonny Corleone died in 1972. To be fair,
All right.
I mean, he died in the 50s. The movie takes place in the 50s.
That's
but,
very
you know.
true.
Chronologically, though. But yes, the actor who played him unfortunately passed away. And, well, that sucked. But somewhere in the early evening, I get a text from Mr. Mike Zapcic. And it's a joke that I'm sure somebody has made before, but it was brand new to me. It's 2 lines, and it says, Con! And I fucking died just because that never occurred to me. And at the same time, not only was the joke great, I'm like, I love that when a mob guy dies, the person Mike thinks to reach out to is me. It makes me very happy.
True. Yes.
I'm very proud. There's not a lot of things I hang my hat on in terms of my career thus far, but the fact that Mike thinks of me when it comes to actors passing away, particularly actors who've been in movies involving Sicilian vampires, makes me very happy.
Oh, well, of course, because we were talking about the Sicilian vampire.
Extensively.
And, I mean, you know,
We can
I was
just
gonna,
not talk about it.
somewhere beyond the sea. I was going to, like, start singing and throw the, all the really cheesy gangster movie songs out at you.
Yes,
But I just,
for real.
you know, our God /
You did actually, yeah. Let me read the message because you actually came up with a pretty pretty amazing. I'm gonna have to scroll through a whole lot, so I should have been prepared.
Well, we did have a lot of.
We carried on for
Yeah,
no joke. It was like an hour. We were actually going back and forth about
I
this.
think that's the new record now.
What's that?
I think it is our longest pre-show before the pre-show.
What, the Sicilian Vampire one?
No, this one.
This one? No, it's not. That was an hour and 20 we did.
Yeah.
Which the bulk, if you haven't seen that, that's on the YouTube channel. Sicilian Vampires, Celebrity Impressions, and more, and other bullshit, whatever it's called. You can find it on the YouTube channel. You can get the YouTube channel link in the description of the episode. Wow, yeah, we were carrying on for a long time. Oh, nope, I went too far. Okay. Yeah, Khan, the God Brian Roller Misery Sicilian Gather Songball Vampire actor is no longer with us. Which is pretty fantastic. Literally just lumping in all of his best known, except for Thief. That's the only one you missed.
Yeah, that's
but everything else pretty much referenced. And man, what a...
the man's had a phenomenal career.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Oh,
But we were just talking about, and what did you say after that? That they better start packing up all the,
I said we need to get Pesci, Pacino, and De Niro in bubble wrap and give him round-the-clock medical
you said
care.
Pesci and De Niro, which I was like, oh, okay. And then you're like, and Pacino, we can't lose. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we can.
This is where it got intense.
This is where we were talking.
This is where my face started getting red.
And
I was like, what?
I threw this out there. I'm like, look, do we really just need 5 more years of mediocre, senile Pacino when we could trade it off for, 20 more years of middle-aged, mediocre Michael Imperioli?
It was 30 years, actually. You went to
Did
30
I say
years.
30?
You did.
All right, well,
You were really up the ante. But
All right.
incidentally, I'm developing a tick in my left eye just
Gotcha.
talking about this again.
God, I hear you.
But it's, I was like, how dare you? I'm not willing to sacrifice. We must protect Pacino at all costs.
See,
And
don't.
you're- and
Pacino's
you're not-
become, Here's and try to
Go
follow
ahead.
me.
Make your case.
All right.
Make your case.
Pacino has become he's become a caricature of himself.
Yeah, but
Hoo-ah!
meanwhile, James Caan in his later years, his more recent filmography was stuff like Granddaddy Daycare.
Of course
so
it was. Yes.
let's not be too judgy.
I-
So
Why not?
I mean,
Hold on. First off, why the fuck not? Especially when you've got something like Granddaddy Daycare and grumpy old shit stains. If you're in a direct-to-video, which mostly he was. That's is that going to be on?
Yeah.
That's going to be on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So
Christian's looking for images and things to add, animation to add to the frame.
excellent. So
for the video.
That for me is I don't want to watch James Caan doing that kind of bullshit.
Right, and you want to
wanna watch-
spare Pacino from that.
I want
Is
to
that
spare.
what it is?
I want Pacino going out on a high note. Scent of a Woman is he should have died right then. Right, right after that one, boom. Then take him out.
But then we would have been robbed of Heat, Devil's Advocate.
no, we wouldn't have because Scent of a Woman was after, was it not?
It was not. It was 93.
All right, 93.
We would have had Frankie and Johnny, which is an underappreciated classic and one of the few Gary Marshall movies not named after a holiday.
That was 80s.
No, that was 91.
was 91.
Frankie and Johnny.
Then-
But,
but we
Scent of a
would've
Woman
had
was
it.
93.
Scent of a Woman.
But if that had, no, we would have missed Heat. We would have missed,
yes, you're right. We would have missed Heat.
Heat was
and
95. Devil's Advocate was 97.
But then after that, everything kind of goes downward, don't you think?
No,
I think how about
actually,
Devil's
I think-
Advocate? Then pop right there. We're done.
I don't know.
Can we
I don't know
pull
about
up the
that.
film?
Can we? I mean,
if
listen.
only we had something that we could put in our hands
And-
that
yeah,
had a filmography.
Yeah, if only we had a connection to the internet
Yes, I
somewhere.
know, someplace.
Meanwhile, everybody's got a device in front of them.
I know.
No, I'm not going to stand up and fight for The Recruit or 88 Minutes or some other films like that. I mean,
Okay.
here's the Donnie Brasco. Okay, that's 97. We would have missed out on that. That's
okay.
worth
All right.
worth fighting over.
All right.
But here's the thing. See, Pacino is in a position where in a 5-year span, these are the movies he made. Godfather, Serpico, Godfather 2, Dog Day Afternoon. I mean, when your film career starts like that strong,
Of course.
to be honest, everything's downhill. I mean, but then he still does Scarface after that.
True, but he also
And-
did Dick Tracy, and he did Godfather Part 3.
He did. Well, apparently, I haven't seen the recut
But then-
version of Godfather 3, but it's unanimously great.
Glengarry Glen Ross. But
92. I'm sorry. It's on a movie.
But I got to tell you that was stolen from him by Alec Baldwin.
In the one scene, you think he walked away with the movie
oh my
for
God,
this one scene?
Glengarry Glen Ross, that was all Alec Baldwin.
Well, I mean, they made 2 cartoon movies based on his one
Exactly,
scene.
of course,
Glengarry Glen Ross. So there is that.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman.
I love The Irishman.
House of Gucci, I don't think so.
House of Gucci, I don't think so. Danny Collins is a great movie. I will say that. If you haven't seen that, that's great. Are you aware of it?
No.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
So he's basically, I'm going to lay it out there because it wasn't a widely released film, let's say that. But people don't go to the movies to see this type of movie anymore. So he's a singer, let's say like a Neil Diamond type, who did let's say pop songs. Not like a pop singer, but that type of, singer-songwriter type. He got, early in his career, got a letter from John Lennon that his manager never gave to him. So in his older years now, in his 60s, 70s, he's starting to question with the encouragement of someone like John Lennon if he would have taken his career in another direction, kind of starts reflecting on his life. Connects with his son, played by Bobby Cannavale, who he was estranged from.
Okay.
And it's great. It actually is a really, really good movie. It's got levity. Annette Bening's in it as his love interest. It's a really good movie.
I love the fact it's got levity. It's got
well,
Annette Bening.
I'm making it sound very heavy.
She is so known for her comedic chops. That Annette Bening. Well, she did marry.
What are you doing to
Warren
me?
Beatty.
What's Christian's putting?
I know. It's like wow.
Is it good?
But that it brought up that whole thing where.
Does that mean the Predator's about to get me? That's what this looks like.
No, it's the anime angry symbol.
Oh, okay.
wanna
It goes on my forehead or above my head?
It's supposed to.
It
It's
stays
supposed
there.
to throb.
Okay. Sorry, I'm moving, trying to line up with it. And you're moving
There
it
you
with-
go.
There you go.
All right, that looked. Pretty cool.
Say the Irishman's not great again.
Con!
Shit.
What events does Mike Zapcic not go to anymore? Con! Anyway.
Yes.
Do cons!
He was in Jack and Jill.
Yeah, he played himself. And that, I will say, if we could have been spared Al Pacino playing himself in anything Adam Sandler, I mean, let's be real. Kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Ocean's 13, it was a step up from Ocean's 12. Geely? Oh, shit, I forgot he was in Geely.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, The Recruit.
See what I mean?
Simone was a fun movie. I enjoyed that. But
You're stretching
I'm not-
at this point.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not. Listen, but you're talking about Michael Imperioli, who, listen, we all love Michael Imperioli, done a lot of cool things in his career, but
That's right, Spider.
I'm still up for protecting Pacino.
Okay.
At all
right, well,
costs.
But that brought up a
Yes.
whole thing. Like, what if we could make deals for the lives
Yes.
and souls?
Who would we trade?
Who would we trade?
This is the real celebrity
Vote
death
it
match.
down. Yes.
And
So you
it's
have a
interesting.
bunch of people.
I do have a bunch of people.
And
that I
I
was
will
thinking
trade
about.
you for them.
Okay.
Because we said that if we could trade like an older guy for a younger guy, or even an older guy, if we could get like 10 more years in exchange for,
Okay, I'm gonna start big.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start A-list right at the top. I will throw Ryan Reynolds from a helicopter now if we're guaranteed 30 years of Hugh Jackman, who's the most talented person in show business. I will make that trade. Where like Ryan Reynolds has to go and we get to keep Hugh Jackman because he can do anything and Ryan Reynolds just does the one thing.
Really?
Yes.
What does
He does the one snarky thing and that's I mean, he does have dramatic chops. He just doesn't kind of do that.
I know, but he's
So-
that's okay. I'll take
You would take that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine. But I will take 10 more years of. Actually, no. Give me 5 years of Mel Brooks.
Okay. 5 more years of Mel Brooks.
5 more years of Mel Brooks in exchange for. I'll give you Scorsese. And let me see. Who else am I going to give you? I'll give you Scorsese. And how about. I'm just going to give you
De Palma.
No. Yeah.
Somebody.
Like Brian De Palma.
I'm trying to think of somebody.
I mean, he hasn't done a movie in how long, Brian De Palma?
I don't know. Well, I mean, Mel Brooks hasn't done a movie in almost 30 years. Striking
Yes,
Dead
but
and Loving
he's-
It was 94.
but He's done a bunch of other things. Like he's done Broadway.
He has?
He got Winner. So and
That's-
he just did his own autobiography, which I thought was fantastic.
He did. And incidentally, now that it's already out there, I didn't announce it, but if you listen to Cape 206, Volume 3 of the From the Archive series, as the exclusive clip on there, if for some reason you skipped it or you're like, I don't want to hear a bunch of pre-show bullshit, there's too much of that already, and boy, you're not wrong. The exclusive clip on there for my personal archive, which may even get you to listen. So back after Gene Wilder passed away in 2016 at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica, in November, they did a Young Frankenstein Blazing Saddles double feature, and Mel Brooks came and spoke to introduce them.
That's awesome.
And I have it's 7+ minutes of Mel Brooks telling stories about working with Gene Wilder and Madeline Kahn and stuff like that. That I just recorded on my phone, but his birthday was last month, and I wanted to make a post for it. I post a lot of that stuff in my Instagram story.
95 or 96?
96.
96.
And so we get him to
Take
101,
5 more
which
years.
is a good run. 101.
5 more years, and you can have Scorsese. I do it. Scorsese, and let's.
But wait,
you know,
does that 5 years guarantee another written and directed movie? Or
One more.
Just one. Okay.
one more.
But okay, only if it's Spaceballs 3: The Search for Spaceballs 2. Because
all right,
think of
fine.
all the Star Wars material that you can use now.
Oh, dear Lord, that'd be great.
I mean, you got 2 trilogies. You've got cartoons. You got Disney Plus is like 90 series based on Star Wars. It has to be a Spaceballs movie.
Okay.
Like even if he just directs it, even if he gets writers who are like more in touch with that kind of thing and how to properly parody it while paying it homage, because that's such a delicate balance that Spaceballs pulled off. That was near impossible.
They did. Dracula Dead and Loving It didn't pull that off.
It didn't. I like it for what it is, but it did not nail it.
Robin Hood,
Men in Tights. Yeah.
Horrible shit. Horrible.
Really?
I really was not a fan of it.
I mean, it really only went after the one movie. It really just went after
know.
Prince of Thieves. So it didn't have the same.
I'm not a
Scope.
fan of that Robin Hood movie either. Although Chappelle is a highlight for me.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
but it was very early Chappelle.
Oh no,
It was.
very very early.
No,
I
his
think that's
characters-
first movie. I think
Probably.
I
I
think
think it was
you're-
92,
Yeah, I
93,
think
Men in Tights.
You're
Yeah.
probably right. But, I mean, Chappelle was on his way to becoming Chappelle.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Which I think is, and, you know, we're probably going to get canceled for, like, taking Chappelle's, you know.
For saying anything positive about
Right,
Dave
yeah,
Chappelle?
say-
93. Okay.
Yeah, that was, you can even look it up. Was it his first? You know,
Probably.
Chappelle.
I don't know. Well, yeah, because I think Nutty Professor was 94. I think that was a year after. And he was
And-
the bucktooth comedian in Nutty Professor.
Yeah, and he was also.
But that was afterwards.
He was also in, Jesus Christ, Half Baked, which is one.
That was like 97, I think. Yeah, so that was definitely
96,
later.
97, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I was in high school when that came out. But
First Dave Chappelle appearance in a movie.
yes, okay.
And he was fantastic.
He was great.
Yeah.
But I get you swing and a miss, you're saying Men in Tights. I get
But
it.
no, I'm saying he was fantastic, but the movie
movie.
itself was like, blech.
Well, I will say this, since we're talking about Mel Brooks, apparently, I don't know if this still stands, and Christian, you can fact check this because we have
Go for
somebody who can do it. I think it was a deal with Hulu to make a History of the World anthology series.
Yes,
Okay.
that's coming soon.
Which would be great because I'm shocked they just never made another one. I mean, he's not the type to revisit concepts and do sequels and stuff
No,
like
he
that. But I'm like, that was such an amazing premise, that anthology type of story, which just nailed everything. That's still one of his best movies, which
That's
is a
not-
pretty strong.
That's not even the
Collection.
one I was excited about that he apparently announced.
Okay, what?
Blazing Saddles the musical.
I can't help but think it's going to be watered down because
I
you
don't
can't.
No, Christian, you know.
I
there's
really don't
absolutely no way that they can do. There's absolutely no way you can do Blazing Saddles.
I don't know. I mean, the
know,
producers was kind of a dark horse anyway, in that the Nazi representation, like that was a huge joke, and that was edgy when the producers came out in '67.
Of course it was, because actually,
because you're just out. I mean, not that far outside of World War II, but it was still close enough to home.
no, and
But-
especially the fact that he was a Jewish man who was doing this, but
Yes.
it gave him the opportunity to be like the best way, and this is what I love about Mel Brooks,
Mm-hmm.
and he even says it in his autobiography, is the best way to take the power away from shitheads is to make fun of them.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. And that's what Blazing Saddles did, but nobody can take it for what it is now.
no.
I just don't know that it would. I can't help but think they're going to have to adjust it. I mean, obviously Bart's still going to be the hero and all of that.
Blazing Saddles was about racism.
But, yeah.
It's
Especially
rampant.
at the time.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Because I actually, if you don't mind, I've got a Blazing Saddles story.
Oh, please do.
Okay, my father, one of his best friends was an Irish guy, like a former cop, big burly
Full-blooded
guy.
Irish. Yeah, one
One
of
of
these.
these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, one of hey, how you doing? And I mean, really, by all rights, a really nice guy. But they went to the movies. My father's like, you got to see this. It's Blazing Saddles, and they go, and he's laughing all throughout it. And so up until, we'll take the and the but we don't want the Irish. From that point on, he was pissed. He's like, fucking, because
now it's his group.
Now it's his
group.
What?
Yeah. Now it's not funny.
And then
it's the Isaac Hayes, and you can't make fun of Scientology on South Park. It's
exactly.
that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either all or nothing. And he was just like, nope, we're done.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And my father, like, till his dying day, is like, yeah, that's when I knew I was going to have a problem with him for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's very telling. It's like, I love you're making fun of everybody, but not me.
No, do not do that. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's funny.
So, but I was like, whoa, that's, and it's perfectly fine, but you're never going to get that grouping of people who will tell. This is where comedy is honest.
Yes.
They're making fun of something that is like right in your face.
Yeah.
and
that racism is there. And we're not too far out from, all
civil
the
rights and everything. Yeah,
all the riots.
This is early 70s, so we're only a couple of years past that.
So it's like, holy crap.
Or what we thought was past it if you look around at 2022. But
and Richard Pryor was hired to write this.
Yes.
But guess he only wrote the Jewish joke.
No, he wanted to write Mongo's dialogue, apparently.
And it's so
he only wanted to write Mongo like candy.
Yeah,
and we paid for Richard Pryor. This is what we got. Mongo like candy.
And it's like, holy crap. And so Mel Brooks and his Jewish writers wrote all of like the funniest stuff.
Right.
Which I was like, whoa. Because he was supposed to do he wanted him to play Bart, but
yes. I think it wasn't insurable, I think was the problem at the time.
No, I don't think it was insurable, but they didn't want him for it. The studios didn't want it for him. Alan Laddie was a guy. They didn't want him because he wasn't a name. They wanted a name.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Drug arrest made him uninsurable. There you go. Right
okay,
there.
I was okay.
That's right.
All right,
my apologies. Yes, and there you go. Refused to approve financing with Pryor as a star.
Yes.
So yeah, Cleavon Little, who actually Anne Bancroft had recommended.
Yes.
So yeah.
This was like one of his only like big things for a while. Long
yeah, and Fletch Lives. The underappreciated Fletch Lives, in my opinion.
And he also did.
Did he star in the series? There was was it Black Bart? I think it was called. It wasn't him. Okay.
He was in the Rockford Files. I mean, for fuck's sake.
I mean, one episode of the Rockford Files. Yeah. Toy Soldiers. There we go.
That's weird. Where does that?
Wait a minute. Grease Lightning. Oh, right. The Richard Pryor movie.
Once Bitten.
Yes. With Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey and
Alf's Christmas special.
Whoa! Oh, I am so sorry.
What?
Oh, that sucks.
That he was in Alf's Christmas special?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, at the time, I mean, it wasn't the worst.
Right. He passed away from
Cotton Comes to Harlem. That's right. He was in that too.
Colon cancer. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But But see, that was also a moment in time. I feel like in the 70s when there was an awareness and an understanding. I mean, it's the only reason All in the Family and Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons, I mean, anything Norman Lear did basically was able to tackle these things in a way that there was a national conversation and there was like, we need to take the air out of these fucking people.
Well, he was, and it was on All in the Family that he played a guy who broke into Archie's house.
Right. That's right.
And a great line. He's like, hey, stop. Smell that? White people's houses all have that funny smell. And it's like, wow, that's, you never think about that.
Yeah. It's like, probably, Christian, go ahead. What's funny?
Go ahead, Chris.
If you say it smells like bologna or mayonnaise, I'll be very upset. But I won't disagree.
It smells like mothballs. You'll probably be right. Or meatballs. I don't really care. Whatever you want to say, Christian. It's fine.
No.
My family's houses all smell like meatballs. I'm down with stereotypes.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm also laughing at like one of my favorite jokes that just always repeats in my head from Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
And it's just, it's not even one of like the darker scenes in that movie, but it's just. These are simple folk, country people.
People of the land.
People of the land.
Yeah, morons.
Morons. And He just
And
couldn't hold it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He just
and he
couldn't
did, and that
hold
was an actual break. Like he actually did start laughing at that in the moment.
Meanwhile,
I don't remember if that was scripted or not, but that was a genuine laugh.
Meanwhile, Gene is just sitting there stone faced.
Yeah.
He's not even laughing.
Of course.
It's Cleavon who broke.
But what a team though. What a duo in that movie. That was just too perfect. Yeah, I feel like Blazing Saddles is just untouchable.
It is. You
I mean-
cannot make it, remake it. You cannot do anything with
Yeah,
it.
so the
Well,
musical
that's what they
idea,
just did.
I'm not. Well, listen, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna fight anyone about it, but I just don't feel like that could be recaptured because
Man,
that was
Harvey-
just a moment in time.
Harvey Korman? Holy shit.
Oh God, yeah, jeez. I mean, everybody. It's a shame. It's weird to look at a movie like that and say, "Wow, everyone's dead except Mel Brooks."
Yeah.
no,
It's kind of sad.
not everyone's
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is dead.
No.
Who's
no
alive?
one's dead.
John.
No.
Gene Wilder, Slim Pickens,
Actually,
Harvey Korman,
George
Madeline
Firth
Kahn.
is alive, but just about
Yeah.
everybody else is dead.
Oh, the
Carol Arthur
principal.
was, if you go to Carol Arthur, that was, she was Mrs. Dom DeLuise.
Carol Arthur.
In real life.
Up
That
there.
was
Yeah, go up
second
there.
from the top.
There you
go.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Is she still alive? Yeah, go to.
I think she's dead.
Oh, well, I thought that's where we were going. Was.
No, hold on a second. There's an actor in this that I could have sworn was alive, but I know him from another thing. So
Okay. Give yourself a
I
little,
remember
give
him
yourself a
from
little more volume.
Webster.
Yeah.
Alex Karras is no longer.
Mongo. Yeah, he's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
looking. I'm
Mongo's
like, I'm pretty
done.
sure everybody's dead. Unfortunately, I think Gene Wilder
Just
was the
about
last to go.
right.
Pretty much. I mean, of the principal cast, because
Yeah.
he only passed away in 2016, which
Yeah,
I
which is-
remember because of that. Well, actually, no. Jack and Ryan were visiting me in California when we heard the news that day, and we were heartbroken, of course. And then everybody's sharing Willy Wonka, and I'm like, get out. That's not the best Gene Wilder movie.
No, that was Blazing Saddles. Or the
Yeah.
producer.
Or even Young Frankenstein, because Young Frankenstein, I will contend, is a Gene Wilder movie more than a Mel Brooks movie.
Of course it is.
Silver Streak.
No, I'm gonna go Young Frankenstein.
Well, one of them. I think one of them.
He was
is
very
Silver
good.
Streak.
Silver Streak. You could also. I would also.
Stir Crazy, I would take over.
Stir
that.
Crazy,
and
yes.
See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which I understand why people don't like that movie, but I think for what it is, it's exactly what I went to
Lady
that
in
movie
Red?
for. Lady in Red is a good one.
Weird.
too.
Very weird.
It
Very
is.
odd movie.
Well, see, I remember. You know what's so funny? It's interesting how I don't know if your taste evolves or maybe just see so many different things that stuff just doesn't mean the same thing as you get older. But I remember, I'm talking like when I was in my early 20s and catching The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother on HBO.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this is hilarious. And then I caught it. It showed up on like Netflix or something like in the last 5 years. And I watched it. It didn't make me laugh at all. And
so weird.
I have no idea. I was very disappointed. I'm like, this was great in my mind. And then I watched it back. This is not great. And it's a movie
No.
you run directed. Haunted Honeymoon, hilarious because of what it is.
Burton Gilliam.
All right, he was at.
Oh, yeah.
He was at.
He is. That's right. He's 83.
Fuck, he was at. What was it? The flashback weekend.
Who played Lyle. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he
Tell
was
them I said ow. Gotcha.
on the wire, main office.
Honeymoon in Vegas. He was Roy Bacon. Yes, very much so.
Has he? Yeah. No, okay. Yeah. He's been in a couple things here and there.
Oh,
Looks
he's
like
been
semi-retired.
doing some stuff.
See, and that's where I'm at when it comes to people getting back to Al Pacino and the like, or even someone like Ray Liotta. I love Joe Pesci, and there will be a day when he will come on Cape. I want all the Jersey Luminaries on the show,
Okay.
obviously. You know, Joe Pesci, Dionne Warwick, Bruce, of course. I mean, all of them. Jon Stewart. I'll even take transplants like Stephen Colbert. But the Luminaries absolutely have to come on. Having said that, he's basically retired. So the idea of having to give him up even for Pacino, I'd hate to say it, but Pacino's still out there working. And like that, I feel like is a fair trade. Like, do we get, if Joe Pesci's taken now, do we get, does Pacino make it to 90? I feel like, yeah, because he's not really working anymore. Like that's, like you were saying, it's simple math. Michael Imperioli we get for 30 more years naturally.
Right.
But we don't know how much more good Pacino we're going to get. So, yeah. So in the same way, kind of doing the math in terms of output.
I gotcha. Yeah. And
Yeah. But
that was-
I love Joe Pesci, and he's from
Well,
the
that
same
was-
neighborhood as which if I didn't mention this, probably haven't at some point, or maybe like years and years ago I did in this show or the old one. But that is my only ambition when it comes to achieving any level of fame, is to fulfill the trifecta, the Newark trifecta, because my father's neighborhood, where the Aballo family lived in the 30s and 40s in Newark, within, I'm talking like 3-4 blocks, Frankie Valli, Joe Pesci, the Aballo family.
Nice.
So if I achieve any level of fame, it'll be one generation behind, but I will have completed the trifecta, the Newark trifecta.
His partner was
So-
Angie Everhart.
Yeah, for a long time.
8
And this
years,
is peak Angie Everhart, mind you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, this,
We're going back like 14 years. Just 14 years they broke up.
yeah,
Wow.
8 years.
Yikes.
Yeah,
All right.
I know. It's, listen.
Little Joe sure can
Italians got,
sing. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
he can.
All right.
We got swag, apparently.
Yeah, I guess.
Italians,
So,
I'm guessing. All right, so moving on. Who else are we going to? Okay. So, in terms of preservation, De Niro, kind of same trajectory. Not necessarily having the most astonishing career these days, as much as I love him. But I would like to keep him, and I'd be willing to sacrifice, let's say, Kevin Hart. No more Kevin Hart if we get 10 more years of Robert De Niro. I've had Kevin Hart's shelf life should have been over 10 years ago. Because, once again, he just does the one thing. I mean, I was trying to do drama, but it's a little late in the day.
I've never been a big Kevin Hart fan, so okay.
All right, you'll take that one? You'll make that deal? Well, okay, how do you
could do
dispose,
Kevin Hart
how do you
and-
dispose of Kevin Hart?
Do we have to kill him now?
Well, I mean, to fulfill this, let's say the devil shows up and we're at the crossroads.
Okay.
And you need to, like I said, I would throw Ryan
Okay.
Reynolds from a helicopter.
All right, good
So what would you do?
It's
You need to be the one to murder Kevin Hart. How do you do it? We're totally getting flagged.
Can we go like hiking and he falls down a ravine?
Sure.
And he's
He's a little guy. Could
do
have
like 127 hour kind of thing. See what
Maybe.
his and I'll
and see if he makes it.
Yeah, I'll just sit there for 127 hour. I'll camp. I'll set up a little camp. His arms, underneath that rock.
And you'll just wait. Will you hand him the knife? Or will you make him use like a melon baller?
I don't. You kidding? I'd make him chew through his own arm. Come
Ooh,
on. You gotta
now
do
we're
that.
talking. It's like, listen, you got a lot to hang in there for. You've got 90 shows.
Yeah, seriously.
So
Hey, listen, or you'd be
start biting.
yeah, or you're just telling him, you know what, dude, I don't think it's gonna happen because we still want to keep De Niro around. And I was talking to my friend, Chris Aballo, who kind of told me that I have to push it down this ravine, and he'll be like, yeah, I understand. I was like, okay.
You got a Kevin Hart impression? You want to give us one? No? Okay, Christian doesn't have one. No.
All right.
We can't do it.
All right. How about Morgan Freeman?
Who would I sacrifice to keep Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
See, Morgan Freeman just keeps getting better and better. Age has not affected him whatsoever. I mean, in as much as he can still do kind of whatever, and you're like, it's Morgan Freeman.
Of course, but
You know.
age hasn't really affected him except that
Well-
he's dating his granddaughter now. But
Well-
other than that,
What?
well, his step granddaughter.
Wait, for real?
I think so.
Oh, I thought that was just. I thought it was an age joke, but
No, I think there was
personally,
something
Christian's
weird
all
there.
over Wikipedia.
That's
that's interesting.
Flirtatious, whatever. I
Okay. All right. We don't see it. Anyway.
Anyway.
To
right,
keep
good
Morgan
enough.
Freeman for how much longer?
Are you gonna have to take? We got him for how old is he now, Christian?
He's 85.
Is
All
it
right,
really?
we got
wow.
him for-
See, I wouldn't
You
have
get
thought
him for
so.
10 more years.
10 more years of Morgan Freeman. Who am I willing to give up?
Would you be willing to give up? I don't know, Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon.
I mean, Susan Sarandon only gets more annoying with age. She's the opposite of Morgan Freeman, so yeah, she can go.
But
and
she's got to take Tim Robbins.
But she got to
with
take Tim Robbins. It's like you were never legally married, but you're bound together in
Yeah.
in being sentenced to death. Yeah.
But
I
how are you
can't-
gonna do it?
How am I going to do it?
And you got to take both of them out.
Hot air balloon crash.
Wow.
Because then the story is they were trying to reconcile, and then tragedy befell them.
But do you know how you would like?
Yeah, shoot the balloon out with a rifle from far
Okay,
away.
okay.
I mean,
Well, fuck. All right. Good. Hey.
that's off the top of my head, but it
All right. Good deal.
sounds like a pretty solid plan.
I like it.
I mean, not with a regular bullet, with
I got you. No, that's good.
with the ground air missile, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to be. Because I also can't recall, like, again, when we're talking about the amount of work, I don't know the last time I saw Tim Robbins in something. And that's not an insult. I'm just trying to recall what he's been in recently.
I don't know. Has
And I
John
can't
Cusack
really
done
think of
anything and thrown him a fucking bone?
Well, he did that Amazon series that didn't get picked up.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. I
Timothy
really
Francis
don't.
Robbins.
Remember,
Now, Christian, all you're doing is humanizing this creature to me.
but yeah, we can't have that.
No.
Not if we're
To be
hypothetically.
honest, no.
Filmography.
Dark Waters. That's right. There's that movie about the VHS. What the hell is VHS? It's a documentary.
No,
or
it's
no?
not.
It's a comedy.
Oh, it's a period movie. It takes place in 1987. I see.
Any
Directed by it was
relationship
directed by
director?
his brother. It has to be, right? His last name is Robbins.
Is it his brother or his kid?
Oh shit! Good question.
Susan
Shot
Sarandon
entirely
was
on
in it.
VHS. Actually, was she in it? Oh yeah, look at that. All right. Well, maybe they're still on good terms.
Possibly.
Okay. Well, yes. Okay. So those two would go.
All right. So cool. That's good. Good for you.
That's pretty good. Okay. So we were talking about in the pre-show, the extensive pre-show, the great Paul Giamatti,
Yes.
who is great in everything. I haven't seen Billions. It's a show I keep saying I need to watch.
I've tried to watch it, but my wife is not a big fan of like torture.
Oh, really? Does it go in that direction?
Like
All I
the
know
first
is
2 minutes.
Really?
Like, yeah, she there's a prostitute that pisses on him and
Oh, my God.
smacks him around. So yeah, she's like, I'm not watching this. I was like, fair enough, gotcha.
okay.
Oh,
So we
Mel
can
Brooks, can I?
yeah.
You can have. There's one other person that I'm going to throw on the sacrificial fire.
Really, it wasn't enough to get rid of De Palma and Scorsese?
No. Well, De Palma, Scorsese, and Woody Allen.
Oh,
Get rid of Woody.
I don't know that Woody Allen has any market value. I think
Oh, he
he's
doesn't,
I
but-
think he's in the Mel Gibson category where it's
No,
like we can't
actually,
get a whole lot for Woody Allen.
Ryan Polanski.
Roman Polanski?
Ryan.
Same.
Ryan Polanski.
Ryan Polanski's his son-in-law.
Yeah,
It's
son-in-law,
like-
Ryan.
It's
Yeah.
like Ryan Polanski needs to go because we can't extradite
That son of a
Roman
bitch, yeah.
Polanski. But Ryan, we can get a hold of his grandson. So all right, preserving Paul Giamatti.
we would have to give up somebody.
But now Paul Giamatti's only 55.
I know.
Which is he seems perpetually 40 to me. I mean, I just see him as Miles and Sideways.
I
see
see him
perpetually.
as older than me.
Yeah.
Like much older. I see him like 10 years older than me.
Really?
Yeah, because he just felt like that. But he's like actually like
He's
a month
55.
and
So
a half.
is
He's a month
he
and a half
really?
older than me. So yeah.
Well, same. Like, granted, I'm 40, but I still see him as like that type of character, like the not schlubby, but like the pear-shaped kind of everyman.
Speaking of schlubby,
You know.
I mean, pull up that picture again, please.
But
There you go.
who's that?
Dan Schneider. Better Off Dead, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. It took a second. Yeah, we were talking about Better Off Dead earlier. The underappreciated classic that is Better Off Dead.
Oh my God, yes.
Get on a Criterion. Okay, so we can
Paul
preserve Paul
Giamatti.
Giamatti. He's only 55, so it's got to be this has to be a big sacrifice.
Yeah, it's got to be
Because we got to have him for like
30s.
40 years.
Yeah.
Someone we got to have for a long time.
You got to get rid of somebody in their 30s.
Okay, so who do we have? This is a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to say. See, I'm cheating because I'm looking at movies he's been in and I'm thinking of co-stars. Okay, it's going to cost Edward Norton and Clive Owen. They both go, but we
Edward
keep
Norton?
Paul Giamatti for 40 years. Yeah, The Illusionist. I'm literally looking at his filmography and I'm like, I need something. So the two of them go.
But how do they go? And you got to
Okay.
get two separate.
Two separate means.
I got
Clive Owens, I would do a break job on that one.
Okay. You just want to hear it. You just have a thing for torturing Irish guys.
There you go.
You obviously have a grudge over Irish guys.
No,
That's what it is.
I'm half Irish, for fuck's sake.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, in that case, never mind.
But Ed Norton,
Michael Imperioli.
What about Michael Imperioli? You're going to
I'd
trade Michael
yeah.
Imperioli?
I'd sacrifice.
wait a minute, dude, I just saved the fucker's life.
Well, now I'm sacrificing.
Well, now.
For Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
It's like getting countersued.
But that he's already pulled 2 out. But you're gonna
Okay.
You're,
Yep, I'm
you're,
tossing
Well,
it right back in the
he's
plate.
got all right. Well, hang on. We got to figure out what we're doing to Edward
I don't
Norton
know.
first.
but you're flushing.
difficult.
I'm telling you, but you're flushing. We already had 2 that we were agreed upon. But you're like, fuck it. Let me just throw in a third one in there.
'Cause
So
they're
now-
about the same
and
age.
Guess what? You got to kill Michael Imperioli. Figure out how you're doing it, Christian.
So you're saying you would take it to keep Paul Giamatti? You would sacrifice Michael Imperioli?
All 3 of them? Yeah.
No, I'm saying a 1-for-1 because they're about the same age.
No,
Michael Imperioli's in
no.
his
He
50s.
just threw it out there. We've already killed one of them.
Yeah,
we've gotta go.
All right,
Edward Norton
fine. I'll
gets-
take
gets-
it the fuck back.
All right,
They
Edward Norton-
can't.
Nope. It's
No
it's been
take-backs.
It's been. Hey, there was never a rule
You
set.
have
that
just
said no
fired
take-backs.
Edward Norton out of a cannon into a brick wall. Now you need to dispose of. I immediately go to something cartoony.
So here we go. All right, Michael Imperioli is. We're taking a page out of The Sopranos. We're taking him down to the fucking Pine Barrens, and he's having a little hunting accident. All right.
You're going hunting with Michael Imperioli. Wow, that was heavy.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. I saved your ass.
And Christian put
threw
you on
you
the
right-
chopping block. Yeah.
Christian threw you right back in the fucking brimstone.
He couldn't wait.
Holy shit.
Equal. Okay.
No, there was no equal. We already had him.
We had him, and you just had to up the ante. Good Lord.
Now he's got to do the
That's right.
the John Quincy Adams
That's right. The series.
HBO,
Yeah.
HBO series.
Okay, let's talk about some people. Let's do the opposite. Who you would sacrifice to bring somebody back from the dead.
Oh, shit.
Now, I would sacrifice most people, and I'm talking celebrities, civilians, anybody, to get back Robin Williams and George Carlin. There's basically no deal I wouldn't make for those two. So those are really, really tough because those are the top two on my list because basically there isn't a day that goes by that I don't wish those two men were still around.
Okay.
And hadn't missed a day. That we could have. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean they come back to life now. They've been dead for all these years. They never died in the first place, so they've been alive this whole time.
But
so
wait,
that's
does that also
that's
then
a condition.
mean that well, Robin I wouldn't bring back, unfortunately, because Robin found out he had a very debilitating disease, and that was
okay. But
that
that's
contributed.
since that's ultimately what killed him. That's off the table.
So if I bring them back,
He's cured.
You bring him back. He doesn't have that. He could end up with colon cancer like Cleavon Little did, and we might lose him in 3 years. But we
You got
have
3
to
years
we have
to
to take
Robin.
what ultimately killed him. Yeah, we need to take that in the same way like George Carlin doesn't have another heart attack if we bring him back, because he would only be
See, 'cause my-
85 right now.
see, because my
which is
go-to, which
is
crazy,
reasonable.
I would have loved to have brought back Gene Wilder, but I know he was done acting by that.
That's what I'm
time.
saying. See, that's
You couldn't.
Yeah,
And I couldn't. And
Yeah,
because
there-
he had already developed. What was it? Alzheimer's by this time.
I think he did. Yeah, but same thing. He'd been retired for 20 years. I don't think he made a movie in the 2000s. Not that I can
No,
recall.
he hasn't. He
So
hasn't.
So it's probably at least 20 years since he'd done something. So you
If
can't
you want,
really.
I wish we had something that could pull up a thing.
Yeah, imagine
Oh,
that.
there we go.
Yeah,
Good
oh
man.
my God, look at that.
What was
Wikipedia
his
page has
last
been up
thing?
on screen. Yeah, his last appearance
His
would have
last
been.
movie was in 2005. So.
Oh, he was on Will and Grace.
Grace.
2 episodes of Will and Grace.
Expo Magic of the. He was.
Well, that's a
narrator.
documentary. Yeah, Another You in '91. Okay, yeah, he hadn't done anything in
Wow.
25 years. So yeah, it's like, well, we're not getting more output from this guy. It'd be nice,
Yeah.
just because he deserves to live forever. But
Yeah, we happen to love
that's
Gene
yeah,
Wilder,
but that's not how we're measuring this. I mean,
No.
and again, you set the terms because you were like,
true.
we're getting mediocre Michael Imperioli, or we're getting mediocre Pacino, and I would take
Yeah.
mediocre Michael.
I
Imperioli.
got you. Well,
So there isn't something you guys can, which I guess is a challenge in a way. There isn't really anything you could put on the table that I wouldn't agree to have kept George Carlin, even up to now. Even if it's just like he drops dead tomorrow, the day this episode goes up.
Gotcha.
But we could have had him for the last 14 years because I would just love his take on everything that's happened since 2008. And same with Robin Williams. I feel like we could have gotten at least one more stand-up special that would have been killer because those last two HBO stand-up specials from 2002 and 2009 were just amazing.
Here's the crazy thing.
Whatever you
that
think about the movies.
Is that everything that we're going through now is that even though George is gone, his point still stands. Whenever something fucked
God.
up goes down, you could share a George Carlin clip and it's still relevant.
Which
but
is
it's
so-
been that way since 1960.
yeah,
so
so I'm like,
he was
Shit
a
does-
prophet if there ever was one.
Shit does not change.
Yeah.
Christian. And that's the flaw of the human race is we don't fucking learn.
Yeah. I mean,
That's part
that
of
is
the bigger
true.
problem.
That really is. And that was one of the things that was kind of one of the headlines of the 2-part HBO documentary, which is phenomenal if you haven't seen it. It's
it's
unreal.
fantastic.
Oh my God, it's everything I wanted. Literally everything. When I was like, I don't know, I'm a diehard George Carlin fan. And that it lived up to the hype and gave his wife her due as well, which was great to kind of meet his wife really for the first time. But that's one of the things everybody says. Like, no matter what's happening in the news, you could share a clip from a George Carlin special, and it still applies now. So it's kind of deals. I couldn't say I. There's nothing you could take off the table. Like I would kind of let everybody go for the sake
Actually,
of the two of them.
Those two are good, but I'll give you one that you'll have to choose.
Okay.
And when I name the name, you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Okay.
All right. Alan Rickman.
Ooh, to get Alan Rickman back.
Yes.
Fuck.
And he was what? He was 67?
He was in his
He was 69
69.
when he
Okay,
died. Okay.
which was only 6 years ago.
No.
Wow.
So he'd be 70. Yeah, he'd be 75 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd still be, I mean, he looked fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, he'd still be killing it too. Like there's
And he would, of course.
because there's another guy who just never phoned it in.
Shit.
Like it
I
doesn't-
would.
You have something? You have somebody you're willing to get rid of?
But it's
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
But get on mic. but I know you're having.
I'm trying to think.
I know you're stopping a hemorrhage from happening, but you're gonna have to actually.
Go ahead.
Tom Hanks.
Ooh,
Tom Hanks. You would give Tom Hanks for Alan Rickman?
That's
But think of
that's
every Tom
high
Hanks-
stakes.
Think of every Tom Hanks movie we've had up until this point. Think of what we could have had with Rickman, even still. I don't know.
I mean, admittedly, I haven't seen the last several Tom Hanks movies. I'll be honest.
I'm trying to think
Okay.
of like making it kind of like.
You're putting it's someone of
Brown?
that level.
Yeah.
You're trying to get an equivalent.
It has to be.
Wow, that is tough.
Tom Hanks. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Didn't think
wow.
of it.
Would you trade Tom Hanks for Rickman?
Um,
I mean, Tom Hanks is 66 now, so that's tough. There was a 9-year gap.
oh,
And I'm not shitting on the recent Tom Hanks filmography. I'm just saying I
not
couldn't tell you the
either.
last new Tom Hanks movie I have seen. I mean, Toy Story 4, I guess, would be the one. But
He killed it as Mr. Rogers, actually.
okay, that would be the one then. I did see that. That was perfect.
all right. To get Rickman back, I will be willing to trade.
You're saying no to Hanks.
So fucking tough.
That is tough. Well, you brought this up.
I
so
did.
You're
I will
getting
give
hoisted
you-
by your
I'm
own
gonna give you-
petard.
I'm going to give you 3 people. Okay, Tim Allen. I'm giving you. This is why.
Okay.
This is why it's it's
This is
not
why
a 1
it's-
for 1.
Yes.
It's a 3 for 1.
Okay.
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 So okay, and I see the sense you're making. Now.
All right.
That's why you're starting with a low balance. A low
Thank-
market value.
I'm telling you. John Cusack. I'm throwing John Cusack in there.
Okay.
Just because he's only now starting to come around for and he's also much younger than Mr. Rickman was.
Yes.
When he died.
Yes.
All right, and number 3, and I'm gonna give you another Harry Potter guy, Robbie Coltrane.
Oh. Yeah.
Shit.
Yes. I don't
So
I
all
don't take
3.
any pleasure. I don't take any pleasure in saying I would take that deal, but I would take that deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Hagrid, Nuns on the Run, I'm good. Those two are good enough for me.
I don't know. I'd swap Joan with somebody else.
No, John, no Joan.
Oh, Joan.
John
sorry.
Cusack.
John Cusack.
I'd
No,
swap,
Joan
I'd
Cusack.
swap John with somebody else.
So John Cusack is a linchpin for this. Like you're
I
not
think-
willing to forego John Cusack to get Rickman
Because
back.
I mean,
For
the guy,
Rickman, no.
the guy who played Hagrid.
Yes.
Fuck.
Tim Allen, yes. That's
Tim
not
Allen,
that's a
yeah,
no-brainer.
sorry.
Like he could go. Would you do that? I mean, since you're proposing it.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that a deal
absolutely.
you would take
are the
those 3 can go to get Rickman
they
back?
can.
Okay.
And I want Rickman.
Okay.
And fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I'll take Rickman only on stage. He doesn't even do a movie.
Wow.
Well, he gets to do the narration for Hit Somebody as Kevin Smith intended.
He gets to.
He gets
yes.
to do that.
He gets
but
to do that,
but
and-
he's not on camera. He only gets
and
on stage.
He can do as many narrations as he wants.
Yes.
But he only acts on stage. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll still take that.
I love you, John Cusack, but
Sorry.
this is
Sorry,
tough.
John. John, you're the
That's a
only
tough
one that
one.
hurt. Because
All right,
I
got
did
one
love
for
him
you.
at one
Who
time.
would you- all right, who would you sacrifice to bring back Chadwick Boseman?
Oh man, because we don't know. I mean, that's a career that could have gone.
Chadwick Boseman. Oh, and it's got to be
Everywhere.
of equal. This is a 1-to-1.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to go 1-to-1. All right, I'm going to let you go.
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna get as even odds as possible. Okay. Chris Hemsworth, because outside of Thor, I can't point to anything that he's done that has even drawn an audience or has made me interested enough to be like, I would totally watch that. Whereas Chadwick Boseman had range, like that was unbelievable. Just in the actual real life icons he played. Never mind T'Challa. I'm talking James Brown, which he absolutely killed it. Thurgood Marshall, same. Jackie Robinson, same. It's like that dude could do so much more than just be superheroes. And again, I'm not hating on Chris Hemsworth, but I'm trying to go 1 for 1
Gotcha.
with like a dude similar age. Chris Hemsworth, I believe, is maybe even a year younger than me. Oh, he's 38. Okay, so he's younger than Chadwick Boseman by like I guess 5 years. Yeah, that's one I would say if we can get him back. Yes, I would. Yeah, Men in Black International. I mean, when you look at again, I'm looking at the potential, what we'd get, and we get a couple of Netflix movies. We're probably going to get a few more Thor
Already
appearances,
starting
which
to
is fine.
Okay.
But
All right, I'm going to take. I like that.
okay,
However, I'm going to take Chris Hemsworth off the table,
okay.
and I'm going to replace him with Gal Gadot.
Oh, come on. There's no question. One person can act, the other one can't. That's not equal. That's not a. That's a
but
false equivalency.
She is a linchpin of the DC universe. So
Not anymore.
Well,
That universe is a cul-de-sac now.
Well, I think
Let's be honest. Come on.
You're not-
That's over.
Hold on. I'm giving you an opportunity to save Chadwick and Chris Hemsworth with one stroke.
Oh, really?
Gal Gadot, go ahead.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, of course she goes. That's
See?
no question.
There you go.
But
that's all you had to do.
But I'm trying to put someone up there who's like at least has the same similar market value
To me, it would
to Chadwick Boseman.
It'd probably have to be
That's the only reason I went with
two or
the.
three different people.
Yeah, you wouldn't do
I
one for
think
one
so.
because I'm thinking you're talking about we could get 40 years.
All right,
I mean,
then
he was in
here
his
we
early
go.
40s.
Then-
Was it 43?
Then if you think she's not quite as marketable, I'll give you one who is quite as marketable.
Okay.
How about Margot Robbie?
Ooh. Damn.
See? There you go. Just because you don't like Gal Gadot, you're like, nah, she's not spank bank material. I'm giving you Margot Robbie. She has range.
I mean,
She is fantastic, but I would trade her.
definitely
for,
attractive, even though lean blondes aren't exactly my thing.
I think she's a. Wow, that's.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, but she's a little bit longer in the tooth than. And I hate to say it, but her marketability.
Christian just pulled up Amy Adams. If everyone wonders who we're talking
Sorry
about.
about that.
I was trying to look at something first before I was
No,
like, you know
but
what?
that's
No.
like
Amy.
No.
No.
Margot Robbie or Chadwick Boseman.
Margot Robbie. I'm sorry. You can do this. Margot Robbie. She as
For
wonderful as
Chadwick.
she is.
Yeah.
For Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman, and this is the one that hurt me most. I actually I teared up when I heard that he passed away because I didn't know he was sick.
Oh, no one did.
No one
Which
did.
was, and same with Rickman. That thing.
Exactly. And I mean, and I saw all the bullshit that people were throwing out there, like what they say, crack panther. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh
he
my
was-
God.
I was like,
fucking
fuck
hard.
you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pieces
Like
of
fuck you
shit.
people. Yeah.
Racist scumbags, and it hurt. I was like, when the news came in, and I was like, it knocked me back on my heels. I'm
No,
like,
it did.
Holy fuck.
We were in the middle of Bill and Ted Face the Music, and when we got the news, we were like, "Oh, finally something good in 2020. Finally, we get the long gestating Bill and Ted movie." And then we hear about that, and we were like, it took the air out of all of us.
Yeah.
There were four of us who gathered this night, and it was like, fuck. And that was one that really, that was a gut punch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What do you No.
Especially
It was like I'm not a basketball fan, but it was like the Kobe Bryant thing. It's like, no way, that couldn't have happened.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where you're just like, that's impossible. And yet,
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah, same. Because again, I'm judging by talent and what we got during the time we had.
Yeah.
Nothing against Margot Robbie. I know the internet's in love with this Barbie movie that is like 10 days into filming, but I mean, yeah, I'd have to take it. That's a high value talent right there. And she's 10 years younger than. Oh no, actually, she's more than that. She's 32 now. He was 43 2 years ago.
So yeah, I'm
it's
giving
like 13 years.
I'm giving the Grim Reaper fucking more value.
Yeah.
I'm not solidified on this option.
Okay.
So please, tell me. What about Leo DiCaprio? For Chadwick.
I don't know. Well, where do you land on? Hang on. Where do you land on Margot Robbie or Chris Hemsworth though? Like some of you guys got to answer what I'm putting out there.
I think I would choose Hemsworth. I have a funny feeling Margot is going to have one of those careers that's just going to keep going up and up and up and
Yeah.
up and up.
You think she's? Well, I mean, she's 32. She is just getting started. I'll agree with that.
Chris Hemsworth, he's got the comedic chops where it's not necessarily a bad thing to be a comedic, guy.
Oh, totally.
So I'm
just saying he hasn't. Nothing has really resonated outside of playing Thor, and he's done a variety of stuff. He did the Ghostbusters movie that everyone wants to forget,
of course he did,
and
But here's
he
the thing,
did
though.
the Vacation reboot everyone wants to forget,
Cabin in the Woods
which was really good.
which was great.
Great
Which was
movie.
really great.
and the
Oh, he's talented.
Star
I'm not.
Trek.
I'm not saying that. I'm just putting that against.
he was. George Kirk in Star Trek, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but that was 5 minutes. I mean,
So what? That was so memorable.
Yeah.
I remember
that's
seeing
true.
that. I was
You
like,
were-
holy shit. And I'm a Trek guy. So
Right,
that
right.
in there for me, that and
So you're saying-
opposite that awful Jennifer Morrison. Oh,
So you're
she's
saying
horrible.
So you're saying no to Hemsworth.
I'm saying,
You're
and that's
you,
why
you
I
would
said
keep Hemsworth.
let me put Margot Robbie. Keep Hemsworth.
Okay.
Take Margot Robbie.
You were
Is there
trading.
anybody else? I don't know.
So you're okay. So you're willing to keep Hemsworth and Chadwick stays dead. You suck.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're racist. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Listen, you're in jail on camera, so you need to be accused of something.
Yeah.
Clearly.
You want to give like Leonardo DiCaprio. No one really. I mean, I can't see any of your.
Yeah, Leo. I don't know. To
No.
get rid of Leo, see, same thing. Like Leo just kind of keeps getting better and better.
I really don't think so. But
You don't?
I've never liked him.
Really?
Never.
Really?
But Chadwick Boseman. I mean, if
Well,
you wanted to go.
Okay, so you would let Leo go for Chadwick.
I'd let
at
Leo
least-
go
Okay.
for.
At least for me, I've seen Leo's range at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's won his Oscar. I've seen all of his best works. I've seen some of his worst works.
Right.
I think it's kind of a fair trade at this point.
You watched him on Growing Pains? Awesome.
You probably
What's
did. I
eating
mean, look who we're
Gilbert
talking
Grape?
to. Well, Gilbert Grape.
You say
he
thank
was
you.
pretty great when
Gilbert,
he was like 13.
You say thank you.
And no, not impressive at all. Okay. I mean, he was like 11. I thought it was pretty good. Critters
I was
3.
like 50 when I did that.
I mean, he gave us Critters 3 for God's sake.
Actually,
Catch Me If You Can.
the Aviator hated it because he looked like he was
Aviator?
12 years old when he's playing Howard Hughes.
That is true. Yeah, he got a baby face still. Well, that's why he has to have the facial hair. So he
Once Upon a
looks.
Time in Hollywood.
I mean, he was great Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Really, that didn't move the needle for you. Wow. Yeah, he's in Scorsese's next movie. Come on. Okay.
Thank you, no.
Wow.
Killers.
Oh no, this is going to be great because it's Leo and De Niro and Brendan Fraser.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's in this?
Yes.
All right, cool.
And people were
good for
so
him.
happy. I love Brendan Fraser. I'm not saying this for me. I'm saying a bunch of people brought up. Since I was like 19, people said I looked like Brendan Fraser because that was when The Mummy came out. When I was like 19, 20, wasn't that like 2000, 2001, the first Mummy movie? And they were like, "You're like Brendan Fraser." I guess just dark hair, blue eyes, tall. And I'm like, okay. But with the long hair, I'm getting it even more.
Hey, man.
I've been called worse.
Encino Man paid for preschool for me,
Actually,
so go Brendan Fraser.
Really?
Oh, yeah, PM Dawn's on that soundtrack.
Oh shit!
No shit, that's fantastic.
That's
And
great.
I swear to God, this picture, go back to that picture. He
Yes.
looks like a real life Beaker.
Can you put that? Please put that in frame. Can you put that on camera so so everybody can see this? Oh my god!
Oh, my God.
That's scary accurate.
That's
Only
Wow.
but he has to perform memories as Beaker, like on the Muppet Show.
Of course.
Like that's
so good.
that is so, wow, Mike. You nailed it. Ooh, strong.
The
Wow,
brief
that's a good
moment
one.
in the next Muppet movie when Beaker gets turned.
No, they're gonna have to do auditions for new Muppets.
Oh,
That's what we have to do. Just pull it. It can take over the frame. I don't care. Just pull. Yeah, scroll that over, and yeah, it's like there's.
live action.
I can't get over that. That actually does, and that's 2008. Okay, yes, it's not a recent enough picture of him. But
Too bad.
goddamn.
Too bad Donald Pleasance isn't still alive. What do we have to trade to be? I'm sorry. Who's that? Honeywell. Honeydew.
Oh, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Yeah.
Honeydew. Yeah. Get done.
That's a pretty. Wow,
Donald
that is a
Pleasance
good
right
one.
there.
You know Donald Pleasance. Halloween. You know who Donald Pleasance is. Okay.
Yeah, he'd be.
He's the guy who for 8 movies says he must be stopped.
Yeah, I know.
That's who Donald Pleasance is.
Good
And for
job.
those who
Big
are
week.
listening and don't know.
Shitty president in Escape from.
He's the Duke of New York. He's a
Oh,
number
yeah.
one. And yeah, a British fucking president. That's awesome.
I mean,
No wonder we're going to fucking hell in a handbasket.
so there's some I know are going to be controversial
Okay.
because I was also thinking of musicians, outside the scope of just actors.
Okay, we can do that.
And there were 3, and I had this discussion the other day in light of our conversation. I think it was that night, actually, because I got a message, asking if I was okay because Sonny Corleone died. And I'm like, thank you for checking on me. But there are 3 that I said I would not bring back as much as it would be great. I have my reasons. And this is going to be controversial. I would not bring back Randy Rhoads or Dimebag Darrell or, damn it, what was the third one? Okay, there is one that I missed. I had this in a message, and I apologize.
Okay.
But I apologize. Oh, and Jimi Hendrix. And the reason why, my rationale for not wanting to bring the 3 of them back, as much as, Jimmy was kind of was the own cause of his death. The other two were accidents that were unfortunate. But my rationale is, and has been for a long time, we've even discussed this on the show before, was that they never had the chance to suck or to be forgotten or underappreciated. There was never a point, Randy Rhoads was still on the incline in the helicopter crash. So we had the 2 Ozzy albums and a couple of Quiet Riot albums. Dimebag Darrell, people were heartbroken all over the world when Pantera broke up, but he and Vinny went and did Damage Plan, and I feel like there was never a point where he was unappreciated and people didn't care. And, same with Hendrix. It's like before we got everything we were going to get, and who knows what we would have gotten, he passed away. So I feel like as much as I know that may sound shitty to people, I just feel like, okay, well, those guys will forever be legends before. Because to be honest, if you look at people who have survived, I mean, as sad as it was to lose Eddie Van Halen, his position in the history of music and his cultural impact, that was set in stone by 1984, no matter what he did afterwards. Right, so as much as it sucks to lose him, as much as I love the Van Hagar era, I'm just saying, like, that's something where I'm not wishing Eddie Van Halen had died earlier or anything like that, but I'm looking at that as an example of, okay, there was a point where, Van Halen didn't do much for the last 25 years of their existence, definitely the last 20 years. In the 2000s, they did one album in 2012.
Okay.
The last one was 98. And I'm just kind of comparing that, or even like Jeff Beck. Like, I know he's got an album coming out with Johnny Depp, but like nobody's really cared about Jeff Beck in like 35 years, whereas Once Upon a Time, huge. Now, I realize this was controversial because I said, well, here's the thing. Here's my caveat to that. We get one more Ozzy album with Randy Rhoads playing guitar, but then that's it. Because I would have liked to have heard a third one, and in exchange for that, I would push Eric Clapton off the balcony and save his kid. That's the deal I'm willing to make. That Eric Clapton goes, and we never get Tears in Heaven, and the world never acknowledges what a horrible person he is. So I'm okay with that. Because I kind of would like to know what that third.
We didn't get Tears in Heaven?
No, because that happened because the sun fell.
Right.
I
didn't. That was, 1990?
Yeah, so we don't get Unplugged and we don't get anything like that. It
was
90, 91, something like that. Because Unplugged, I believe, was 93.
Okay. I remember I was down in Florida when that happened. I was living in Florida. I was doing my externship for culinary school when that news happened. That was awful.
So I don't know if you guys have equivalents like that where it's like I kind of wouldn't change it, where I wouldn't trade what happened. Because so I could say the same thing. I could say similar about Prince, because I feel like we've heard more talk about Prince in the last 6 years than we did in the previous 25 years. Because everybody's like, I love Prince, but nobody really cared what Prince was up to in the 21st century at all until he died, and now he's...
When it
now
came
everybody
to
loves
anything
everything.
that was up with him in general, like, there wasn't much because he was that private of a person. Look at where he would hide out.
But he still released like an album a year, though. That's
Minnesota?
the thing. He's still...
Yeah. Have you ever seen Prince's compound?
I was never invited, no.
Well,
But you can tour it now for a price.
Have you ever seen
Kevin
anything
told
of
me.
it?
Kevin told
It's
me.
insane.
Oh, yeah. But he still put out like an album a year, every other year. So he was still creating, and he was still touring.
He was writing for people. So,
right, yeah. Like he was still working, so he still had output, but I feel like nobody cared about it until he died. Like the last, and I'm a Prince fan, obviously, but I couldn't tell you everything he done aside from the album he did was a Third Eyed Girl, the Plectrum Electrum album, which is great because it was just a straight up rock album, and he was a part of it, but he wasn't like the face of it, which I think was 2013. But it's one of those where like, well, now everybody loves him, but if he was still alive, I don't know that anybody would have more. I don't feel like he would have gotten his due. I mean, I feel the same way about like Joey Ramone. Like nobody really gave a shit about the Ramones when he died in 2001. But now everybody cares about him, and now the songs are used everywhere, and the T-shirts are everywhere, and it's like, yeah, I wonder if that would have happened if they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like if they didn't exist, because they died in kind of quick succession. Joey was 2001, Dee Dee was 2002. I think Johnny was 04, 05. I forget. It wasn't long after. But the idea, like, nobody appreciates them while they're alive. So I feel like there wouldn't have been the same reverence for them had they lived longer. I realize I'm kind of pivoting away from what we talked about.
No, I understand what you're saying. I would do the same thing with Bowie.
Right.
I wouldn't bring back Bowie because his last album was all about his death.
Yes.
Black Star was all about dying and facing it with dignity and with, quite honestly, curiosity.
Right.
Which I thought was fucking brave.
And he was on an incline, too. Like, those last 3 albums, people were like,
they're getting better and better.
in love
and
with.
better.
Yeah, exactly. Like The Next Day, and I forget the other one before that. And then, Black Star, which
Yeah, Bowie pushed the envelope all the time. He was like, hey, let's see if I can make the dickory-do cool. And, it's like, holy shit. But I wouldn't do that with him. Same with Lennon. John Lennon, I might argue for bringing back.
Okay. He would be 80 now, so he could have had a good long
we
career.
could have another 40 years of John Lennon. That'd be
Right.
fantastic. But I wouldn't bring back George Harrison because I loved George Harrison. He was my favorite Beatle, which you don't hear a lot.
No,
not too many people say that.
I feel like his
However,
solo career was the strongest one, in my opinion. I know
Of course.
I've gotten a lot of arguments about that.
there are a lot of people who would argue
His solo
about,
albums and then the Traveling Wilburys alone. I'm like, I
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
But-
Lennon's solo stuff, it's very confessional, and I just kind of never got into it. Mark McCartney has a strong catalog, and Ringo is Ringo. Anyway.
Ringo's married to Barbara Bach.
And so he didn't need to make music. He's busy making music with her, as
Yeah.
any right-thinking man would be. Anyway.
But as you say, his legacy goes no further. It's cemented.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't need to bring back George Harrison. Like I said, as much as I loved him, and also big fan of Clapton, he was, which
Yeah.
is weird. Best friends, also friends with the Monty Python guys.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, that's
And that's the reason we got Life of Brian.
Yeah.
It was George Harrison basically financed it by mortgaging
He's
his
like, I
house.
just want to see it. Just go.
I know, and that's brilliant.
How
like,
fucking awesome
don't we all want a friend like that? Or it's
Yeah.
like, I want to make
Oh
a
my
movie.
God.
Can you help?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll mortgage my fucking castle. It's like,
yes.
you own a
Well, I'll
castle?
mortgage one of my houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got 9. Sure, if I mortgage one of them, you can
Sure.
make this movie because I just want to see it.
Yeah, I own them all outright. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that. Why the fuck not?
And I got my Easter tradition because of it.
Wouldn't that
So-
be the most nerve-wracking screening ever? To just show it to the one guy who was like, I want to just see it.
I don't know. See, apparently, Mel Brooks did a screening of High Anxiety for Alfred Hitchcock. He wanted to watch it by
Yes.
himself.
Holy shit,
And
yeah.
and apparently he was, I don't know if he was looking through the door or he was sat like hiding in the back.
No, it wasn't. Actually, Hitch went to the opening, the premiere.
Oh,
And
did
the
he?
one person that he wanted to like him, who was seated up front,
Right.
who was escorted to his chair, got up at the end, turned around. Mel was sitting like behind him. Turned around, walked right past him, didn't acknowledge him at all, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And the next day, he got a case of, I think it was bourbon or,
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go. Here you go.
Apparently, I thought, I don't know if Mel Brooks said if it was something anecdotal.
No,
I mean,
it was wine because Mel Brooks is a
okay, he
a
talked.
wine connoisseur.
I haven't gone through. I have his audiobook, but I haven't gone through
Gotcha.
it yet.
It's amazing.
No doubt. But it's like 19 hours, so I just haven't. That's the reason I haven't started yet, to be honest. But yeah, I believe it was. He saw him. He seemed kind of laughing, like almost shaking in his seat, because he's a big
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
so
he's
he's jiggling a lot. And that was apparently he knew that he was at least enjoying it, but didn't acknowledge him.
But didn't acknowledge him,
at
and
the
he's
screening.
Like, oh fuck!
And it
this
was
is
over.
gonna
Like I've done
suck.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the same way, like, and George Lucas was the same with Spaceballs. He's just like, yeah, absolutely. Just you can't make merchandise. Done.
Yeah. Got it.
And that's it.
You know what?
But
Going back to actors who you would bring back.
yes.
I'd bring back Madeline Kahn.
Oh hell
yes.
yes. That's a good one. Wow, that's a good one. So
She
who we,
died in. She had breast cancer. Was it breast
I
cancer?
think so. It was still the 90s, wasn't it? I feel like it was a lot.
91 or 92.
But can you imagine everything else that she could have accomplished after
Oh god,
that?
you know who I put in that same category?
Gilda Radner.
No, John Candy.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking in the internet era, I'm talking about even stuff like Funny or Die. Can you imagine just John Candy popping up and stuff like that?
That'd be
small, like what we could have gotten in the last 30
She
years.
died in 1999. Wow.
But 57, like
Yeah,
that's
way too
yeah.
young.
No,
Way
way too
And
young.
what did she die of? She did.
It was, I think it was breast cancer.
Endless in death. What do we got?
Ovarian.
cancer. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Short. Yeah, in 98, and then passed away in 99. Damn it. Yeah, I do remember she was on Cosby, the CBS Cosby series.
She had her own. She had Madeline.
Bugs Life.
She had her own show.
She did have her own show.
She
I just-
was in
television.
Bugs Life.
Right there.
Okay.
There you go. Go down a little bit.
Betsy's Wedding. There's a movie that's underappreciated. I
very
think. I
much
know it's. That movie's hilarious.
Where is it? Madeline. It should be up. Go.
Where's it, in the 90s? Oh, Madeline.
Madeline,
There
sorry.
it is. Oh, it was only one
was only
season.
one
I've never even heard of it. I didn't know that.
Another con.
That's right. And it spelled correctly. Wow.
Pig
So
in the
who we?
Middle.
Okay. So who would we? Let's think about.
For Madeline Kahn.
Yeah.
Let's think.
Madeline
who
Kahn
has-
and John Candy.
Who hasn't done shit since?
1999.
That's. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
Oh, I got one for you. Jane Curtin.
Yeah. Can't really point to anything. I mean,
No.
she was in The Heat, but even
Yeah.
that was 10 years ago.
Jane Curtin and how about Jane Curtin and we'll throw in Lorraine Newman because why the fuck not?
Because you two are going to hell together.
Yeah,
Sorry.
seriously.
We want
And
Madeline
they-
Kahn back.
And they get pushed in front of a subway.
Bullet train.
So yeah, there you go. Bullet
Okay.
train.
I'm thinking about the most. Does that say a lot about me? That I'm thinking about the most gruesome shit to happen to people? I feel like it says a lot.
She was.
I'm gonna have to send this episode to my
Madeline Kahn,
therapist.
Fantastic. She was a very funny lady.
Oh, God,
And
yeah.
I never found Lorraine Newman or Jane Curtin to be all that amusing. I loved Gilda Radner. I thought she was very funny in as the not ready for primetime players.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which stuff? See, Tom DeLuise, but he lived till 75, so that's not one. I'm like, yeah. Again,
Where's his wife?
I feel like there's
Yeah,
a there's
his
a line.
wife. Carol Arthur. There you go. See?
Yeah. Wow, they married. He was what, 22? Oh, she's from Hackensack. Look at that.
Yeah, what a lovely lady.
Jersey girl.
And he's from Brooklyn.
Of course. Let's see.
I mean, you
So,
get your tongue fixed. Who knows? You can make millions of people happy.
millions of people happy. I know. That's one of the great Dom DeLuise performances, for being honest. Man, who do we give up in exchange to keep John Candy?
John Candy.
That's a tough one. Because again, I'm thinking that generation. And that's a tough one. You're tempted. Go ahead.
Chris Kattan.
How about Jeffrey Tambor? Is Jeffrey Tambor still with us?
Yes. He's canceled, but he's
Jeffrey
around.
Tambor. How about we kill him off? Because he was like a contemporary.
But he was a character actor, not a above the title marquee star.
But yeah, no.
Like I was thinking like a Rick Moranis, a Chevy Chase, a Dan Aykroyd. Like I'm thinking of like that
Oh,
class.
Chevy Chase.
Yeah, Chevy Chase. You get rid
Fucking
of.
Chevy Chase forever.
Fuck yeah. Fucking can't stand
And-
Chevy Chase.
I would have Chevy be eaten by rats. How about that?
Oh, was that over the line, Christian? You were
I
very
thought
quick
that
to
was
kill
fun.
off Chevy Chase.
Oh no, I'm still with it. I just was like rats. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I
Yeah.
kind of like it.
Slow and
Fuck yeah.
definitely painful. Wow. That's a
Orson
tough
Welles
one.
does not get to come.
Nah, he's
not
good.
Get to come back.
Orson Welles doesn't come back. Well, same thing. He had 70 years. I mean,
I'm
it's not
good with his
great,
last
but
movie, the Transformers movie.
Good. Yeah.
it's an interesting way to go. I'll say that. It's an interesting final note to go out on.
But that was great. That Chadwick Boseman was a curveball.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, that was a really good one because that's one we hadn't considered. We're thinking about a certain generation of like, oh, who are people who are getting up to a certain age who we're not ready to say goodbye to yet. But that's a really
We
strong
were
one.
definitely not ready to say goodbye to him.
No, not at all. Damn it.
I remember the day when he passed, like all too well, because as you said, it took the wind right out of you. I remember being like couldn't catch my breath for a second. I was like,
Really?
That's fucking crazy. Like, no, that's a lie.
And
Yeah.
how insane is that? That here's a guy you've never met who has such a huge impact in your life. Talk about a fucking legacy.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, I didn't understand. I don't know that I had a complete understanding of death at the point when Jim Henson died. But I remember crying my eyes out as an 8-year-old. It was 1990, wasn't it?
1991.
Was it 91 when Jim Henson died?
Wait.
I feel like it was 1990. It was the same day as Sammy Davis Jr. because I remember that was the
Wow.
That was the big
beginning of the day, and later in the day it was Jim Henson.
1990.
It was 1990 May. Okay, so I wasn't yet 9, so I was 8 years old, and I remember being devastated. And that's another one. Like it's tough to not want. And he was 53 for Christ's sake. I mean,
I somehow
he would be 85.
today.
Yeah, he'd be 85 today, and yeah, May 16th. So yes,
Why
he would be
in the
85.
fuck
Why?
did he posthumously receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Right?
Why?
What of all people?
A
And
year
name-
after he died.
And named
Yes. Well, and again, that's why.
and named a Disney legend in 2011. He should have been the fucking first one named
Yeah.
as a Disney legend.
Yeah, right after I don't know, Mickey Rooney or somebody. Like he should have been front of the line.
Darth Vader. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. Well, in 2011? No, 2012 they bought Lucasfilm. So yeah, he should have been.
All right. Yeah. Well, he should have been one.
Consider
Man, who?
Frank Oz is still to this day creating. Put Jim Henson on the table for a second. Who would you?
What, Jim Henson or Frank Oz?
No.
I was like, that's Sophie's choice.
Not Sophie's choice there, right there. But no, if you're
Sophie's choice.
somehow gonna bring back
Yes.
Jim Henson, who are you gonna?
Ooh, that's.
Who are you?
I feel like you. I feel like you guys could squeeze in like 5 people, and I would agree to it. I mean, that's a lot.
Here's the weird thing.
As much as I love a lot of the post Henson output, Muppet output, what we could have had.
I don't know if I could without disrespecting his curiosity with it, because I don't know if you've read the recent biography that was done on him.
Was it Brian J. Jones, that one?
Yeah,
of course.
Who
are you talking to?
He had a huge fascination with death. It was again, who had
like Bowie. We were just talking about how
like
Bowie was looking at it as like Peter Pan. To die will be an awfully big adventure. In
letters to his kids, he's like, "Don't be sad. Like, I'm kind of excited to see what this is," and be like, "Ooh, all right, cool."
Right.
So.
But but I'm going to be selfish and just be like, I want to know. I feel like we still would have gotten the Muppet Christmas Carol exactly as it is. Just with his voice, because that was already.
We would have gotten a couple of things the same, but I feel like we would have seen a drastically different creative output.
Outside the Muppets for sure.
Okay, I'm going to give you.
This is one you can crucify us with this.
Selfish choice.
No, Sophie's choice.
Sophie's choice.
Here's a Sophie's choice.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to put him. I'm going to put somebody huge on the table. Somebody whose output you're going to be like. But you lose this person in 1990. We're going to swap them.
Ooh, okay.
We lose him in 1990. All right? At the top of his fucking game.
Okay.
Ron Howard for Jim Henson. Ron Howard's doing a Jim Henson biopic right now.
That's why I kind of
fuck.
I mean, who narrates?
So Jim
narrates
Henson could be actually,
yeah. I know.
Imagine the alternate reality that it's Jim. Because
we'll find.
Hey, everybody!
And immediately we'll find someone to narrate Arrested Development. They didn't. Do the Ron Howard voice,
and they didn't.
Shit.
Fuck. That's it. I mean, I'd have to
Ron
say yes.
Howard.
Ron Howard's
or
a great.
Jim Henson.
I would give up Ron Howard because.
Great director. One, though.
He's made a lot of great stuff, but as like a creator, as far as his own stuff, haven't seen it to the level even up to 1990 that we got from Jim Henson.
No.
Like I'd have to make that trade.
Hold on. Go. 1990s.
Yeah.
What are we losing? All right. So we saw
after 1990. So we'd lose everything after Backdraft.
Backdraft.
Fuck.
Apollo 13, Ransom. The live-action Grinch, absolutely, we can miss that.
Yeah, that beautiful.
Da Vinci Code, we can lose. We can lose all 3 of those. I actually don't mind.
Wait, I thought he did October Sky.
No.
Wait, who did October Sky? Or did he produce that movie?
Scorsese. No, I'm just kidding. I think Imagine did produce that.
Sober, we would have still had. Okay, cool.
We wouldn't have had Solo. You want to forego Solo as a Star Wars
We're
fan?
getting rid of Solo.
Okay, you're one of those. All right.
Wow, Dark Tower, huh? Goodbye. No, yeah,
You're sticking to that, aren't you?
Oh, he produced Dark Tower. Okay, he's not a director. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ransom is a great movie. I did rewatch that during lockdown as well.
You'll still have Willow. You'll still have Cocoon. You'll still have Splash.
Yeah, that's a strong. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Apollo
have
13,
to because
you're done.
As a director, great, but beyond just being a director, what the stuff Jim Henson came up with and gave us in such a short period of time, it's like I'd have to take it. I'd have to take that.
But you don't know what Ron Howard would
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, even at that point up to 1990, I'm like, I'm not taking. Yeah, the fucking Grinch, forget it. That can go.
But here's the weird thing. Like, imagine it plays out in a weird alternate world where Jim does take that movie up. Can you imagine a Jim Henson's How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Oh, that would have been phenomenal. Good God, that would be. Just imagine.
Yeah.
That would. I mean, the Creature Shop making anything plus human characters, a la Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Dude. Forget it. I don't know.
Development all in puppet. That would be awesome.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Oh man.
An all puppet How the Grinch Stole
That
Christmas.
would be amazing.
Not even Muppets, just like
No, just puppets. Period.
Puppets, period.
Happy Time Murders, but it's the rest of Development.
Yeah, and
man,
wouldn't that be amazing?
Just the Bluth family is puppets. Everybody
Yes.
else could be human.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I love it.
I
You know
love
what
it.
I would love to
That
see?
is so good.
Is what he would do with the Star Wars prequels. Let's say
Who,
let's say
Henson?
Henson's like, you know what?
I mean, you know what, George Lucas would trust him with that.
And
Because that's a small field.
let's say
George Lucas
he
would
have been
be.
doing that,
Wow.
and we would see some really fucking great stuff. Even though they were starting to branch out with the more CGI shit,
Right.
but Henson, practical effects kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, even now, even just picture the Mandalorian, the practical effects that could have been in that.
Oh shit, yeah.
I mean, because again, we're saying he's up till now. Like he'd be 85 now, so we would have had. Let's say we get him through 2022.
Okay.
Because 85 is a good run. I'm not. What is he actually? That's a good question. What's the average American male? What's the lifespan
say
of the average American male?
79.
It's in the 70s for sure. I am curious. Maybe we should have used that as a gauge. I don't know. Be like, we get them to the anyone. I mean, like Chadwick or like Rickman or all these people we talked about. Yeah, male, age of death, lifespan, whatever. Yeah, let's see what it is. Okay, 70. You're close.
79.
78.79 years. So yeah, 79. We're gonna round up. Yeah, so he would have beaten the odds. Okay.
But
yeah,
yes,
I would.
But yes, I'm taking that deal.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, that's a good one, though, because you're right. At an even swap. We don't know what we would have gotten from Ron Howard, but yeah.
Shall, we have no
Well,
idea. what
we would have all been like, Night Shift was his best his best directorial.
Splash was great.
Splash is pretty
Flash
good.
is fantastic, and you wanted to give up Tom Hanks.
Oh, that's true. But not at the time.
No, that wasn't for.
That was 1984 with Splash, wasn't
true.
it? So yeah, we would have given up Tom Hanks in. Wait, who was that for?
Who was that for? I was going to.
We've been here so
Alan
long.
Rickman.
Alan Rickman. That's
Oh,
right.
for Alan
It would have been
Yeah,
Rickman.
so
6 years ago.
2016. Yeah, we would have had Splash.
Yeah, we would have missed the captain. Or
Captain Phillips. We would have had. We would have missed I don't know that.
Who would
again,
have played Captain Phillips?
Who would have played Mr. Rogers?
Oh,
Oh, now we're getting into fantasy
Who would have
casting.
played-
This is some live from the secret stash.
would have
fodder.
played Mr. Banks, Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh shit, that was a good movie.
We would have still.
Oh, that was
done
before. That was 2014.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, we would have had that.
Oh, okay.
He was-
See, I do, and that's one of the things. I'm not nothing wrong with it, but yeah, Tom Hanks his later career has been playing real people, whether
Yeah.
it's Colonel Tom Parker or Mr. Rogers or Walt Disney or all sorts of people. But we still would have had so much peak Hanks. We would have had The Green Mile. We would have had. I know people laugh at Forrest Gump now, but I think people downplay how great Forrest Gump was at the time.
Oh my God.
And what a huge impact it made. As much as it was like Shawshank Redemption should have
Oh,
won.
we would have had Captain Phillips. Holy shit.
Yeah, Captain Phillips was 2013. I remember. And Save Mr. Banks.
Would have
Okay.
Basically ended with Ithaca and Bridge of Spies.
Yeah, that's okay. Bridge of Spies was like that felt like a mini series, and it was just like 2.5 hours. I watched that on a
Would have been
plane.
Sully.
Sully.
Sully is. I didn't need Sully because there's no villain. That's the trouble with that movie. There's no villain,
Gotcha.
so there's nothing to root against. It's just like he did the best he could for 102 minutes.
So,
It's kinda-
so we would have missed out on The Post, Toy Story 4, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Greyhound.
I love Toy Story 4, but if we ended on
hate
Toy Story 3,
4.
what?
I
Really?
hate Toy Story 4.
Really?
I think it disrupts that trilogy in a big bad way. I think.
By making it not a trilogy anymore.
Well, for one, yeah,
Yes,
it doesn't need
but-
to exist, but I did not like the outcome
Really?
of that movie at all.
I never saw it,
Interesting.
and I saw 3, and I decided not to,
Not to spoil it. You're like, this is good
I'm
enough for
not-
me.
Yeah, and I'm not subjecting my kids to, Toy Story, even though they were like getting towards Andy's college age at that point.
They
Like,
didn't even want to see Toy Story 4, but I didn't force it upon them either.
exactly. So it's like one of those things, like, holy shit. And yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Pinocchio, too. That's another one I kind of have mixed feelings. I'm like,
yeah,
could be great, could be terrible.
It's Zemeckis.
Because it's Zemeckis, yeah. But I'm like, I just don't know that that's a tough one. Like, I'm not mad. Like, I watched the Disney Plus Lady and the Tramp. It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It doesn't change how I feel about the original one.
No.
But,
No, but it
if they didn't make it, I'd be okay with it.
There's only 2 of those live action remakes that I actually tolerate.
Yeah?
That I actually enjoy. Cinderella and Aladdin. I thought Aladdin was fun.
Cinderella, you mean the one that they made for Amazon Prime?
No,
No, the Disney one with Lily James.
No. Kenneth
Yeah.
Branagh.
Yeah, that's right. Kenneth Branagh did that. Oh, shit.
I like Kenneth Branagh. That was one of actually back in the day.
Are you willing to sacrifice him and Scorsese for the
No.
sake of...
The sake of who? Which one?
I don't know. I mean,
Mel Brooks.
I mean,
it was for Mel Brooks.
For Mel Brooks. You want to get rid of Kenneth Branagh?
I'm sorry, no.
You're gonna keep
much
him?
as I love.
You want another
No,
You want another
think I made
murder mystery film?
I think I give you. I want one more. Yeah, I wanted.
I didn't mind Death on the Nile. I thought Murder in the Orient Express was great, but Death on the Nile was.
Did you ever see his Dead Again?
I didn't, because that's one of those elusive movies. I don't think it's in print. It's one of those that I think is like there's a rights thing with it.
This
yeah,
was
home media.
amazing.
I haven't seen that.
This was
It was released on DVD and.
Blu-ray recently for the.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. All right. So it did just come out on Blu-ray.
and it was
like 9
him-
months ago.
Him and his him and Emma Thomas when Thompson,
Thompson,
when they were
yeah.
married. So it was actually pretty cool.
Oh, cool. What a power couple.
And Andy, yeah, for
I mean,
about 12
goddamn.
minutes.
Robin
That's
Williams.
British royalty.
Robin.
Oh yeah, he was
yes.
in it. It was that was a serious role where he.
Like fuck you.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Fuck you.
Hey, fuck you. No.
People who say they're trying to quit are basically pussies who cannot commit. he said it in a rhyme. I was like, all right, great, that's lovely.
Does he have like one scene? Is it one of those kind
No,
of
he's
things?
got 2 scenes.
Does he? Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's Cozy Carlisle, I think, isn't it? Cozy.
What a great name.
Yeah.
I'm going to rename the show Cozy Carlisle.
Cozy
It's going to be
Carlisle.
Cape. Cozy Carlisle's
Cozy Carlisle.
Aballo's podcast experiment.
I thought it was going to be podcast evolution.
I mean, eventually it will be. That'll be
very nice.
Cape Mark IV. Will be Christabel's podcast Evolution. I guess, you know what? Maybe that'll be the stage. Again, we were talking about this before the show started, where it's like everything on ESPN, where it's multi-format. It's like this is on TV and it's on radio and it's on podcast. You know, like it's available in all the formats. That's when the show gets picked up and becomes.
That's the
shows
evolution.
everywhere. That's the evolution.
That's
Christabel's
the evolution.
Evolution, everybody.
So,
Because
yeah,
then it can still be Cape and it'll work.
You pull up the Robin Williams. Let's find out what his name is, so we can name this.
Yeah, scroll down. It's got to be
Hold on.
on the cast.
Oh, here we go.
Cozy Carlisle.
Cozy
Look at
Carlisle,
that. Wow.
great.
Strong pull, man.
How about feeling Cozy Carlisle? That's actually
Wait,
what a great name.
wait, is that a 1920s swing song? Feeling Cozy Carlisle?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Zemeckis, we like Zemeckis. He's all right.
Used Cars just turned 41, I think.
Great,
I love that movie.
great movie.
That's amazing. And Death Becomes Her.
Supremely.
I mean,
What do you think?
Pretty great.
Before, I know you're going to probably try and wrap this up soon, but like, just because.
I mean, do we ever? But
Yeah.
I hate to break precedent.
What is, in your opinion, his best movie, but then also his most overrated and then underrated?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I'll be honest with you, as much as I love the movie, I'll put Back to the Future as overrated because I love it, but comparing that to even Used Cars, Roger Rabbit, Romancing the Stone.
I see. I think Romancing the Stone. Like I did watch that. That and Jewel and Nile popped up on Hulu in the last year or two, and it'd been a while since I'd seen Romancing the Stone. I'm like, it's okay, but it's kind of a by the numbers. Like we're opposites. There's no way we'll get along. We're in love by the end of the movie, and we're stuck in the jungle in between.
Yeah,
like
but
it's
not like one of
fine.
but it's done well.
It is, but I feel like that's looked at as like an adventure, romantic comedy kind of class. I feel like that's revered more than it kind of deserves to be. I feel like Death Becomes Her is underappreciated.
It is very underappreciated, and I think that it's in the same like cut and cloth of Raiders of the Lost Ark, because you've got this swashbuckling guy who's a devil may care, you know,
Romancing the Stone is
spit in the eye of
Yeah.
everything.
84. So
Yes.
when did?
81.
There we go.
Yeah.
3 years head start.
Oh,
I mean, well,
Wait a minute.
more Temple of Doom though, because she was more like prissy and in that movie.
But
Never
you had
mind.
Marion was also kick ass.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Kathleen Turner's character in Romancing Stone wasn't.
I changed my overrated.
Okay.
Polar Express.
I'd agree with that
Yeah,
being
Polar-
Polar. Yeah,
Polar Express.
Polar Express is cute,
Yeah, but
but
it's
a one
also,
trick-
I've seen
it's
it
also
twice.
Terrifying.
It's a one-trick pony. Yeah.
well, I mean, CG Steven Tyler. I mean,
But I will say
that was
That
was pretty frightening. Elf CG Steven Tyler. Can you pull up that, please?
Oh God, do I have?
It's pretty. Yeah, because he needs to know what we're dealing with here. You don't have you haven't seen Polar Express?
No.
Because your boys must have been around the
Yeah,
age,
they
but
were
I guess you
about
must have
that,
missed
but I
it.
was like, nah, thank you.
It's pretty great.
Oh God.
Oh, thank you. No. Oh, I don't need to see that.
But I think you do.
No, I really don't.
Yeah, he's an elf though. Like it's Steven Tyler's face on an elf
Lord.
singing "Rocket
Yeah,
on
and
top of the world."
I saw the shit. I saw, oh, yeah.
One
Yeah, that-
less than perfect shot.
What a great idea for a Twitter. I mean, obviously it's taken, but yeah, that has to be the one for me.
Yeah, no.
That has to be the one where I'm like, nah.
I will say one of his most underrated though. the Christmas Carol adaptation that he did.
I've actually never seen that. I meant to watch it last Christmas because it's on Disney Plus, and
I
it's
love
one of
it
those I never.
because
It's not that I avoided it, but never
It's
saw it.
dark as fuck, dude.
That's what I heard.
It gets so unnecessarily dark at times that I love it because it's also from Disney, and when they do that, I'm always happy.
Yeah. It's like the 21st century Black Cauldron. Like, wow, they went really outside on this one. Not really. I haven't seen Black Cauldron since I was a kid. And I haven't seen Christmas Carol at all. So bad comparison. False equivalency. Anyway.
I don't think I've actually ever seen Cauldron.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think.
Well, that was a movie that they edited the shit out of because it was too dark. So I'm very curious about the original
killed
version.
Disney, right?
It was kind of the last straw for a while until the resurgence a couple of years later that kind of began with Little Mermaid and then followed by Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King.
Well, they did that a lot. They did that with John Carter.
Yeah, that was one where
John
they kind
Carter
of
was like their death knell, which it really wasn't, but it's like they flushed $230 million down the toilet.
They spent a lot of money on
they
John Carter.
should never spent that much money, first off. And second off, gauge the fucking room. I mean...
Well, it's also you gave it the most generic name possible.
Well,
where it could be an attorney for all we know. Who's John Carter?
But unfortunately, you're taking from the source material.
Well, of course.
John
Carter from Mars at least tells you what the movie's about. John Carter doesn't tell you a fucking thing.
And will there be a part 2 of John Carter? It's like
no. It's been 10 years.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
And the movie,
the movie is actually pretty solid.
Andrew Stanton.
That's what I heard.
Do
Actually,
anything ever again?
You probably direct TV. Everybody goes.
Wally.
To
TV. He's a Pixar alum.
Yeah, but that was 4 years after. An episode of Better Call Saul, Stranger Things. Yeah, see, that happens usually. You end up working in TV. If you're a capable director.
Finding Nemo is his debut.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, but John Carter.
But since John Carter, he's co-written and he hasn't really directed. He's directed some TV, which happens a lot.
He didn't deserve the shit he got, so.
Well, that's the thing. If it was a hit, he would have been a genius.
Is Ratatouille?
Yeah.
He directed Ratatouille?
No.
Okay. Co-wrote
Ratatouille.
He's written a shitload of Pixar.
Executive producer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Which means he probably contributed to the story in some way.
Yes.
That's usually how it goes.
John Carter, 2012. I remember that because it was like, this is going to be cool, and you're going to the source material, and Edgar Rice Burroughs, and they did a shitload of stuff. Like a lot of that stuff is based. Actually, that's DC Comics swiped a bunch of shit.
Really?
Martian Manhunter.
Oh, so you're endorsing the John Carter movie?
I'm endorsing.
Saying like
I'm saying I'm endorsing John Carter as
as a series.
I'm endorsing it as a concept.
Oh, okay. I got you.
DC Comics stole all that shit from him.
Oh, okay. So, but the movie.
You didn't know Obi-Wan Kenobi wrote
the last two,
5 and 6.
5 and 6. There you
Roman
go.
numerals.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going backwards.
5
and 6. So good for him.
So okay. Yeah, I mean he's working.
Yeah.
That's it. He was in show business jail for a little while, as it happens. And he landed on his feet.
Yeah.
Pretty strong filmography, though. Just to have your name on all these movies. I mean, good God.
What
a streak.
He's still at Pixar. Like, I think he's like the last of like the original team members. Still
and he's done a lot of other.
Yeah.
So there you are.
And other. All right. I think we've done it. I think we've sacrificed enough people and brought enough people back to life. And I was actually surprised. I thought we'd disagree on a whole lot more than we did, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I thought there were going to be a lot more based on the Al Pacino, Michael Imperioli thing. I was like, oh, it's on. But interesting. I realized, a little dark, who we got to sacrifice for who, but it's a what if scenario. Listen, people are crazy about the multiverse now.
Hey, I'm
kind of what we're doing.
In jail, so it's all good. I can say whatever the fuck I wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
And we only used up one of Andrew's lives, so that's always good.
That's true.
Personally, I would have sacrificed a couple more, but that's just me.
For me? Who would you? Yeah. Okay. Oh, ooh. All right. You walked into this one, my friend. Okay. To keep me I'm 40, so we're gonna go the average. So we'll go till 80 years. Let's do that for me for another 40 years. Are you willing to sacrifice Andrew Jack Ryan to get me for another 40 years? My 3 cohorts, my 3 husbands, as it was accurately put.
Get rid of one of them?
No, you have to get rid of all 3 to keep me.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, I like them, but, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Where the fuck are you? You're
Yeah.
not here.
Put your name on a show, and then maybe Mike Zapcic will participate.
Yeah, seriously. Have your own podcast experiment, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
Put
that's
your
right.
balls on this table.
Yeah, and don't make it about Freemasonry.
And
And then,
don't make it about your balls on this table.
yeah, I mean, that might have the edge on my show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But it's, you okay, Christian? Well, he's taking that one's hard. Although Christian's entertained by that show.
Either
To be
that or he's
fair,
crying.
It's like he's opting out. He doesn't want to say anything about that.
Christian,
What about?
fine.
Would you take that deal, Christian? 40 more years of me, but those guys got to go.
I'd take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice ego stroke for me. It's not getting better than this, everybody. Tune in next week. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit through this door. My ego's going to be so inflated. Anyway.
Andrew Jack and Ryan, I love you guys, but his check cleared. What can I say?
Goddamn right. See? Pony up, boys. You want AMC's Comic Book Men's Mike Zapcic on your show? Pony up. And also do 200 episodes on your own and then see how it goes. Anyway, so if you want more of our nonsense, you can follow Christian Cortez on Twitter at ArcadePlayer1 and on Instagram at Christian Cortez. Oh, wait, and your TikTok as well, which is it Christian Cortez? Or Arcade Ready?
I think I forget what the hell it is.
I forget what it is.
Something.
Too. It's Christian's
something.
follow. He's
It's
probably got a
Arcade-
link tree.
It's Arcade Productions.
Is it Arcade Productions
Yeah,
on
it's
TikTok?
Arcade.
Okay, there you go. And the link is going to be in the episode description, so you can just click that and you can follow him there. You can follow Mike Zapcic.
You can.
On-
It's at Michael Zapcic.
Yes, Twitter and Instagram.
APCIC. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hey, I might even friend you on Facebook if you make a nice request. And
If you're nice.
come see Christian and me doing live at the Secret Stash every Wednesday, 9:30ish.
Ish.
On let's see, the Arcade Productions YouTube channel, Shared Universe YouTube channel, and
It's
the,
actually our Facebook page.
and Facebook as well.
If
Yeah,
you go-
we usually syndicate and
Yeah,
broadcast on your
if you,
channel as well.
And Smodcast.
Yes, Smodcast and Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash Facebook page. Check that out.
It's everywhere.
And
It
what
is
about
everywhere.
you, Chris?
And me, you can follow me on Twitter, Chris Aballo, and on Instagram at Chris Sells Out. And of course, follow the show at Cape Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. There's videos going out like crazy. There's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming from this episode. It's going to get really weird. I don't know what's not going to not get flagged for attempted violence. Excuse me. I'm choking just at the idea of like, I don't know how much of this is going to go out. I'm going to get a cease and desist maybe. It's just like, why are you trying to sacrifice all these people? Why are you threatening to shoot Edward Norton out of a cannon?
Yes, and Michael Imperioli doesn't want to have anything to do with you fuckers. Try to save you, motherfucker. And
Yeah, we
Gal
did.
Gadot has a cease and desist against you.
Probably. That's fine. At least she's got something going on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, subscribe to the show. I mean, if you made it through this, you probably are already on the app of your choice. And, of course, tune in next Monday, or just subscribe. You don't need to tune in to anything because it's not live. Regardless, next Monday, yet another episode. So, until next time, for Christian and Mike, this is Chris Aballo, and this was yet another experiment.